Welcome to RidgeLife. Today we're going to dehydrate some bananas and strawberries. This will be my first attempt at using the dehydrator for fruit. As you all have seen on my channel, we've done jerky, and we have a great recipe for jerky. A good friend on Facebook, Striving for the Simple Life, Tina, just did some strawberries, and we talked about some different ways to do that, and she had tried putting sugar on it before dehydrating them, and they stuck to the trays. Was not a good thing, so we're not going to do sugar today either. But we are going to do some strawberries, and we are going to do some bananas. Now, what I've read and learned is you want a very ripe fruit. It'll be the sweetest. That way when it dries out, you've got a really nice sweet chip to eat. If you get really green fruit, you know how bitter or not sweet a green fruit is. Well, imagine it's going to just be more of that concentrated with a dehydrated fruit. So we've got some older bananas here, and you must get to the point where the chickens might get these. So we're going to slice the good parts up. If they're a little dark and mushy, they're going to dehydrate, and they're going to be great banana chips. Now I'm told you want to take them out when they're leathery, not when they're burnt crisps, and not when they're real sticky. So if they're leathery and a little bit sticky, that's when you take your chips out. And then of course we have some fresh strawberries. We're going to get the ripest ones, and we'll slice some of those up. We're not going to do a giant batch because this is our first time. So come along with us and dehydrate some fruit. Okay, we're going to start with bananas, and you can see the outside is really brown, but you open it up and the insides are not bad at all. So we're going to use all the really nice parts, and again, these are really ripe and sweet bananas, so should make really good chips. What we want to do is obviously remove the skin, and then cut the end off. Oops, sorry for that, that was awful loud. And anytime you're dehydrating, you want to make sure that your cuts are evenly thick. They don't have to be evenly long, but evenly thick. That way they dehydrate at the same rate. Otherwise you'll have some that are not dehydrated and some that are super dehydrated. So I like doing about 1/8 of an inch thick. I wouldn't go more than 1/4. Again, this is my first time with fruit, so we'll see how that goes. But you can see these are going to be so delicious. These are perfect bananas for dehydrating. Alright, and then as I get around the corner here, I'll adjust one, pop that bad boy in my mouth. A little too thin, pop that bad boy in my mouth. It's breakfast time. So get these all cut, and we'll move on to some strawberries. Okay, we've got a nice pile of bananas. Now we're going to move on to some strawberries. Cut the ends off. Okay, these are a little bit too green, but we just bought them, and I'm going to go ahead and make some. So we'll see how they turn out being as green as they are. I prefer to let them ripen a little bit more first, but these are the ripest ones that were in the box, in the package. So we'll see how this goes, and we'll move from there. Okay, we're back at the dehydrator, and we've got it set for about between 135 and 145. My dehydrator cycles a little bit low. I ran a test with it with a meat thermometer, and so I know it cycles 5 or 10 degrees low. So 135 is a good temperature to dehydrate your fruit. I got mine set between 135 and 145. So we'll see how that turns out. So I want to start off, I usually start off in the middle tray here, and I'm going to put strawberries. Oops. Put strawberries across here. We're going to give about a 1/2 inch apart, all the way across. Of course, you know the air blows from back to front, so you'll be a little warmer in the back, but it blows evenly. You know, it blows the air across. The middle trays, to me, get a little warmer because the fan's in the middle back, and so it blows across. But this one does a pretty good job. So I start in the middle, working my way up and down, and then keeping an eye on the ones in the back, and because if you pull it out and just check the ones in the front, they may be still cooking, but the ones in the back may be already dry. So I check the ones in the back, pull the tray all the way out so you know if they're done, and then just monitor from there. Again, if I had a lot more fruit here, I would put these a lot closer together. but it's better to have them a little bit farther apart for better air circulation. So we'll do, I can pull this out farther, but that's all I'm going to do for now, since I don't have as much fruit. Put these right across here, and then we'll get the bananas. Again, you want them all about evenly thickness. If you pull some out and that aren't quite as, they're thicker or thinner than the other ones, you're going to watch those closely. Really important when you're dealing with meat. You want to make sure you evenly dehydrate your meat. Fruit, a little less prone to the harmful bacteria that meat hold, but you still want to make sure your fruit is fully dehydrated. You don't want to, but this, unlike meat, jerky, when you dehydrate it and how it can last for weeks, fruit can last for many, many months. And I'm told vegetables can last for many, many, many months. Okay, so there's 2 rows of strawberries. Now let's do our bananas. And I'm not sure of the dry rate between the strawberries and the bananas, so I'll have to monitor them, but I'm told 6 to 8 hours would be average at the appropriate temperature. It can go as long as 10. Again, you want to pull them out when they're leathery and not when they're burnt. So this one was a little bit too soft, so pull that over there. Oops. You don't want them touching for sure, because they will stick together and not dry evenly. All the ones that are too mushy, I'm going to put off to the side there. Again, this is our first batch, and we'll see how they turn out. But these are good looking slices of fruit. I love dried fruit. Nice, healthy snack, especially when you know it was done at your home with no preservatives and all the extra things on the package that you can't read the names of. You know, who wants to eat that stuff that has the big old long chemical name 4 miles long, right? So let's do what we're doing, about 2/3 of each of trays. We'll have 4 trays with 2/3 done. Again, this is a 10 tray dehydrator. I've got a review of it on my channel if you want to see how much I like my STX Dehydra 600 dehydrator, food dehydrator. It's a very good machine. They've got a newer model out now. It's all digital. This one's analog. Okay, so these are a little soft. If you get them real thin, it's hard to pick them up, and they get very mushy. Again, a green banana is not going to be good. I would not want to eat a green banana chip. Ooh. Some people might like that. Not me. I like my stuff sweet. That's why I was talking to Striving for the Simple Life about putting the sugar on, and she tried granulated sugar, maybe some powdered sugar. Well, I might have to try some powdered sugar on the next batch. So we'll see how that goes. I think I got one right there that's still going to work. Okay, I'll try that one right there. It's still intact. Nope. Okay, so we have got 4 trays, 2/3 full, and we'll turn this on. Again, 135 to 145 in that range. Okay, we've got our 4 trays, 2/3 full of strawberries and bananas. We're going to let these go 6 to 8 hours. I'll check them back in a couple hours to see how they're doing, and I may have to rearrange the trays if I'm getting uneven heating, but I do have them all in the center, so they should be very even. So we'll come back and check these out and hopefully have some good tasting dehydrated fruit very soon. So see you then. Okay, we've dehydrated our fruit for 7 hours. Now, I probably could have gone 8 hours and it would have been just fine, but I wasn't sure. This was my first time doing fruit. I did try it out, and it's pliable, leathery, not burnt, not solid, crisp, because when it cools off and does its final drying without the heat, it'll harden up a little bit. So I'm hoping this is good. If not, we could have gone 8 hours. I've seen some reviews that says go up to 10 hours, and that would make them really, really hard chips. And I really don't want them super hard and crispy. So I'll start pulling these out and see what it looks like. Okay, let's see what the strawberries look like. Look how small they shrivel up. But oh yeah, look at that. So this is it breaks, but it's still a little bit soft. It breaks, but a little bit soft. I'll try to eat that one. That's perfect. So that's very, very, so good. So 7 hours worked really, really good between 135 and 145 on the strawberry. Let's try a banana. Okay, so banana. You can see it's still a little bit leathery. Pops off, it's not all moist or anything. but it is pliable. I'll take a bite. Those probably could have dried a little bit longer. I'm gonna leave them here. Oh, that is so good, so good. So I'm gonna do 7 hours. I probably do 7 hours on the strawberries next time, and maybe 7.5, 8 hours on the bananas. But oh, the flavor is delicious. Well, there you can see it. That's our final haul from our strawberries and bananas. As you can see, it's not much. I did about a half of our carton of strawberries, and this was 2.5, 3 bananas. So you can see it doesn't make very much, but you can take these, with you on the go and not worry about smashing a banana or getting mushy strawberries everywhere. You have the same calorie content, energy content, and in a very small, compact size. So great for trail hiking, hunting, camping. Very, very, very healthy snack. I ended up going 7 hours on the strawberries and about 8.5 hours on the bananas. The bananas take a lot more to dry out that inner membrane. So right now these just came out of the dehydrator, so still warm, but they're leathery. And I bet tomorrow they'll be a little bit crisper. The strawberries, when I pulled them out, they were a little bit leathery, but they crack and break now. So strawberries are perfect. They're so delicious. The flavor is just concentrated and just wonderful. Strawberries and bananas are both beautiful. When we were dehydrating these today, the aroma filled the entire house with the smell of strawberry banana. I thought someone was making smoothies in here, but they were just very wonderful. I'm gonna make a lot more dehydrated fruit. We've got some apples coming up and some other things, cherries maybe, so look forward to that. And until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day, and go Ridge Life.